Okay, third time's a charm. Welcome to or welcome back to another episode of Go Live with UFO Girly. I am Sarah, UFO Girly. Tonight we have such an amazing guest coming to us live all the way from Scotland. He is a professional, spiritual, and psychic mentor who provides and teaches a wide variety of services. He works with archangels, ascended masters, galactic beings, and Galactic Federation leaders from across the universe to help clients around the world balance their darkness and light. Let's all get ready to welcome Jon Binnie. So hopefully he can get on this time. Thank you all for just invited him. Let's see if it works. Let's all pray. Let's all pray. We did a prayer. John and I did. Hello, hello guys. Hey Emma, how's it going? Let's see if he can do it. If not, uh-oh, there he is. Talk.
I can talk.
Hello.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yes, yes.
Yes, we're doing this.
Yay, we're doing this.
Woo!
Yay. So welcome, John. What time is it there?
Well, good news is that we're an hour closer today, just for this week. So it is
Oh,
just,
really?
yeah, it's just 17 minutes past 12. So it's
Nice. So not too late, but late
not
enough
too crazy. Yeah, that's right.
to interrupt your sleep, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, but thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, that's my
And yes,
pleasure.
interrupting your sleep because I know you get up at like 5 a.m.
That's right.
4:30 maybe.
At 5 to film the stars.
So the girl from the stars says, I hope he talks about fairies. So maybe we can get into that.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but let's start off, John, with um how this all started. Your awakening story.
Okay. Um, well. My awakening story is in November 2017. So we're actually just coming up on a couple of weeks, up to 8 years ago. I was working full time as a senior software manager at Amazon, and I was developing AI systems. And I just moved home, and a friend had invited me to a meditation class, and I've never meditated in my life. And I went along to this class, and it was an hour long, on and off, in a small group in a nearby village hall, meditating. And this is why I still meditate to this day, is in that experience, I saw the creation of planets and stars and the energy flowing between them.
Gosh.
And I was just like, and I was like opening my eyes and closing my eyes, like, is this like, is this real? Am I experiencing this? And I was asking everyone else in the class, like, when you close your eyes, do you see like the planets and the stars? And they're like, oh, it just feels, they all describe different experiences. So I said to the teacher, could I do this more often? And she said, you can do it every day. You can,
Your
you
first
can
time?
meditate every day. My first time, yeah. And I've meditated every day since then.
Yes,
So
that's amazing.
that was the biggest change. And in that journey, within about 2 weeks, I heard about the concept of spirit guides, and I wondered if I had spirit guides. So it was like getting on the phone. It's like sitting in meditation, saying, "Hello, spirit guides, are you there?" Um, and quite quickly, I started to initially see visuals like colors and kind of shapes. And I realized that only happened when I asked for my spirit guides to appear. And then I got bored with seeing and I started asking for messages. And then things took a very different turn. And I started asking for messages out loud every day for my highest good. And then I'd receive messages, started with just words and emotions and started to increase in size and depth. And then I started using those because I meditated in a home music studio and I wrote a lot of songs. within a year or two, I started taking a message channeled from meditation each day and then creating a song from it. And not sure how many days and songs it is now, but it's around 2,700 and something songs and meditative
Wow.
messages I channeled. And so that was the unexpected growth journey. At about 900 days, I'm so kind of stubborn that it took me that long to realize maybe this is real. Maybe this is me, that I can talk to spirit guides. And maybe this is also an ability that I've developed or reactivated that I should pursue as well. And
Oh,
that's
that's
around that time.
amazing.
That's when I got into doing sessions for clients as well.
So it was very quick with you, right? Do you feel like it was quick?
Yeah, I feel like my abilities came on very quickly because I was like not, I wouldn't consider myself psychic at all between the
Right.
ages of, it kind of stopped at age 6 when I got scared, seeing ghosts and shadows, and then didn't start again until age 40. So that's
So
a long
you
time
had
of just shut down.
Oh yeah, and it was the same. I think it's the same for a lot of us, and that was the same for me. I was experiencing that kind of phenomenon when I was a child, and then there was this big gap where
Yeah,
I think the universe or God, whatever you want to say, wants us to have learning experiences. Some of
yeah.
us, for some people, it's mediumship all throughout their life, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's a some of us have these big gaps where we learn from life experience, and I think that's why some of us, absolutely, why some of us have these experiences and then turn it into back to or remember who we truly are, like we did as
Yeah,
a kid. So
yeah.
let me spit that out. I couldn't spit it
That's
out.
right. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I do feel that
But
it's because it's not, it's, I don't feel better than I was. I just feel that I've expanded to all of these things now because all the things I learned in my kind of traditional life before, I still use now. And you're so right, we had to have those experiences, else
Mhm.
we can't come and help each other on the earth, right? We can't, we just be
That's
like
right.
floating, la 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 la, spirit
That's
guides,
right.
like, aren't you lovely? And we wouldn't be able to come down and help and go, oh, it's terrible. Like, you guys need a lot of help.
Yes, yes, yes. It's true. It's true. You no longer you worked for Amazon,
Mhm.
right? And you no
Yeah.
longer you decided to take full dive into your spiritual work. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, I was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big, scary leap. Yeah, when you're spending something like there must have been about 5, 6 years where I'm meditating in the morning each day, and then I'm going to work, right? And I'm like, meditation is like, it's so lovely
Mm-hmm.
and
It
everything's so
is.
beautiful. It's like this oasis. And then I'd spend the day at work, and I was like, wow, this is really heavy, and physically I feel so drained and I'm burning myself out. And you, you, for those that know me, I'm kind of hyper productive of whatever I focus on. And so if I'm focusing on on something that doesn't serve my highest good, it's so draining. So I knew I had
Yes.
to leave. That was the biggest push for me. It was like, I'm just going to get sick and ill and depressed.
And eventually you
So
would. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. And I wasn't
Hmm.
really that far off it. So I started to make some big changes. Well, first of all, I went part-time at Amazon, which a lot of people didn't like because I was a senior leader. It's like, you can't be part-time and a
Hmm.
senior leader. Um, so I went down to 3 days a week, and that allowed me to start exploring things. So we right-sized our house from a 6 bedroom to 4 bedroom, sold a car, bought a motorhome, sold a holiday let that we were letting out as a business. So just like consolidated everything that we really needed in life. Um, and a lot of things like gave away something like 23 carloads of junk that I bought like to charity and stuff because I was so unhappy. It's like I'll just buy, and I was often buying from the same company I worked from. So eventually I just said, you know what, John, start learning the thing like and exploring things that you enjoy. And
Mhm.
music's still a big part of my life, but it's not the kind of income earner. The biggest thing is I started doing sessions for clients. So this is all entirely self-taught. So I just started
I see.
with initially with friends and family, just hey, can I do like a Zoom call and we'll spend half an hour, I'll do a meditation with you, and I'll send you love energy and let's see what happens. And it also started with dealing with a lot of negative energy and negative attachments and even some demonic entity
Hmm.
removal for people. So that was
Hmm.
the early start of it. It's almost like, hey, if you really want to check that you like this work, let's start with the hard stuff first.
That is
Um,
crazy because mine started that way as
oh
well.
wow.
Hmm. And I was just talking about
So
that last night on Chris's Alien OG podcast, how, you know, evil spirits were attacking me. But go
mhm.
ahead, in the beginning of my awakening.
Oh, that's tough. Um,
Hmm.
and it's real, right? It's
Oh,
really
it's
real.
very real. It's when you experience it, it's very real. Very
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, my biggest the leap I eventually just had to take and in some respects it's kind of a it's an underwhelming answer and a completely overwhelming experience. So the short answer is I just had to like prepare myself and say, you know what? Either people out there are right in saying that when you step off a cliff into, out of the things that don't serve you,
Hmm.
regardless of what, high paying, multi six-figure salary job into just the unknown. Like I was earning £300 a year uh, from doing
And
client
that's,
sessions to a week to then like how was that ever going to support? I'm still the main wage earner of a family of four. And at that time, our daughter was about to go to university as well.
oh,
So I just
wow.
said, you know what, just do it, John. Just leave and see what happens. And the moment I decided, just one miracle after the other started. So, and this is just all was all confirmation to me. You know, the universe is saying, you're on the right path. Let me show you. Let me reward you with your bravery. You know, the first thing was we were selling our holiday house, which was a business. And all the other houses in the street were also holiday houses and hadn't sold for a year. And ours sold in 3 days. And we got the money within
Wow.
like 5 weeks, which was just like, it's
That
like
gives me the
shot.
chills. That gives me the chills.
And I said it at my job, I said, they were saying, oh, we're thinking of doing some changes. We're thinking of, you know, reorganizing things and we're not sure about your role. What would you like to do? And they said, could you make me redundant? Could you pay me off? And it's like, well, I don't know. I said, well, why don't you ask?
Hmm.
And just a few weeks later, I was, of all places, I was in Washington, D.C. at the time on business. And I was having this call with my manager in HR and we were celebrating my redundancy. And then, yeah, everything just lined up after that. I went just
Wow.
cold turkey, right, straight into this abyss of like, let's just see what happens. And, things take a little bit of time to pick up. And what I really
Hmm.
learned out of all this, and um, you've been a great reminder of this in my journey as well, Sarah, so thank you, which is it's always been about, for me anyway, my self-love and my self-care are the very things that fuel my happiness and success in my business. So it's
Yes.
all about sustainability now. And it's funny because here I am just after midnight on a live stream, and this is maybe the first time I've done it this year. These are just total exceptions to me now, which is great.
Yay. And it's
Um,
working on top of that after we did a prayer and maybe other people prayed for us too.
that's true. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, thank you. Thank our angels and guides,
Yeah,
our family and friends. That is
absolutely.
that's so amazing. And yes, when you full on trust the universe and God, however you want to say God, universe, all that is, when you put full on trust and allow yourself to be guided, you get rewarded. Just like
Yeah,
in John's case, just like in my case, we have to let go of the fear, right, John? That
yeah,
fear has to, you just have to trust. And I know how hard that is. I know how hard that is. Um,
yeah.
but it's all about trusting and loving, and being
That's
guided.
right.
And no, everybody is being guided. Everybody. Right, John?
Yeah, and you can't. It's not logical, right? So you can't think and plan your way through it. It just does not
Right.
work. You
Let
can't
go of the
plan for a
control.
miracle. That's right. You can't say, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
this miracle and this miracle and this miracle. And the other thing that no one tells you is once you step through that doorway of fear, like I literally thought that I was just gonna fall off the cliff for months and months and months, and I even made videos about it. It's like, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. What am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
It's
And
scary.
when I did take that leap, I immediately felt held. I felt like I was suddenly being lifted by angels. That's exactly the feeling. And just the next day, like that thing you get for free, right? In this process of stepping through your fear, is my heart. I felt so light. I felt like my vibration's so high. I feel so
Oh,
much joy. And it's because I've released all that heavy weight. I often talk about a hot air balloon and it's rising up and you're letting go of all those sandbags. It's like just let them go. Like, you don't know where your journey's going to take you. Just let them go. You don't need them anymore. It's like,
absolutely.
oh.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's scary in the beginning. It is
Mhm.
definitely scary. I haven't taken the leap of completely quitting my job, but my angels and guides know exactly what I need at the moment, and I'm still working third shift, That's what I like because I work by myself. I don't have
Oh well.
anybody to answer to. No one's around me except for myself, the nurses at the nurses station who don't bother me, and
Mhm.
my patient. And I'm able to put all my love and attention on my patients. And I
Beautiful.
like that for myself right now. And then eventually I want to, get rid of the societal job, and
Yeah,
eventually it will happen. They do tell me that that's going to happen, and I'll be doing spiritual work, which I
that's
want to
beautiful.
do. So thank you.
And,
Um,
and everything in divine timing, right? There's
oh, it
there's
all
just there's just the
is.
right yeah, there's a right time for everything. It'll feel right. You'll know when it feels right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And okay, so thank you for that. And how inspiring. And I think Girl from the Stars said, she's like, you guys inspire me. So thank you
Oh,
for that. So let's get into some predictions for
yeah,
2026.
amazing.
So what do
Um,
you think? What are your guides saying to you and your galactic team? Now, okay, first question. What do you
yeah,
call this? What do you call it? I call it my spiritual team that consists of angels, guides, star family, and friends, and ascended masters.
yeah. I just call them my spirit guides, but well, that's the first team I work with the most. Um, and then I also work with, I guess second to that is probably Gaia, the spirit of Earth. Um, and
I
then
love that.
some of my spirit guides are, at least two of them are members of the Galactic Federation. So they either one of them or they'll introduce me to someone else in the Federation to help. And I've also increasingly worked in the last few months with Sol and Luna, so the sun and moon as well, which is
Beautiful.
a lot of fun. So yeah, it's really interesting. I started in how would I describe it? In the end of July, August, I started doing predictions, and it was really fun. It's like I'm not sure I want to do this. It's like I'm not
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, is this really the right thing for me? Are they going to come true? Are people going to, are they going
Come
to,
back at you. Yeah.
yeah, resonate with them? And what I found was that there's always a message to be shared. and there's a journey, and there's a lot of like elasticity in our timelines, and there's a
Yes.
lot of free will. And as we know, there's also different vibrations, and we're about to come up very soon on this. People call it like a split between the third, our current, for many of us, dimension,
Yes.
and the fifth dimension. But to talk through like
Mm-hmm.
what's coming up, so I'll give you the highlights, and then you can ask about anything, and for everyone in the chat as well, if there's anything specifically you want me to go into more depth with.
Oh, yes, that would be
Okay,
great.
so and I did take notes, so you'll see me glancing to the side. I did an 8-year prediction video a couple of weeks ago. So some of that I'm referencing, and also I got some
Hmm.
updates just before today.
And if you
So
haven't seen that, go watch it too after
yeah,
this on
that's right.
John's YouTube.
Thank you. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, the first aspect is I just predicted in that video that we were entering a timeline of truths, right? So I don't need to go into those in detail just now, but we see a lot more surfacing. I don't know how prevalent it is across the world, but they're certainly coming
Hmm.
out in the UK, including our royalty. And this is timelines converging. So this is like almost like an injection of truth into our current timeline. It's two different timelines where it was being denied, is now merging with a timeline that has that truth energy. And it's a snowballing effect. It's not just one thing, it's a tip of the iceberg. So that's a continued theme. Um, and it continues to the spring of next year in particular, and I'll explain those timelines. We have the famous Three-Eye Atlas, which is, I keep being told, is a mechanism to help bring our awareness. So Sarah and I are obviously, we're already looking at the stars a lot, but it's to
Hmm.
help bring the rest of humanity's awareness. So it's bring our consciousness up towards what's going on up there. And it's the magic and excitement of what's happening with that. I call it a vessel. I mostly connect with it as a ship. It does have a third dimensional aspect to it as well, which, depending on your frequency, you may just, experience the kind of rock version, venting a coma, or you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
experience the ship version of it as well, if you're a
It's
high vibration.
that's very true because I have a different view of, and I think people who watch me know that I have a different view of the Three-Eye Atlas. But we're gonna not say my view and just pay attention to yours.
That's okay. That's cool. Um, and so through November and December, so the truths continue, and there's also activity with C2 2025 R2 Swan, which seems more solar, so sun focused, and working with the sun and supporting the sun's ascension. And what's happening right now is this increased activity with the sun is the soul, it's hard to say the two in the same sentence, but the soul of the sun. So the sun is conscious, right? And the sun is saying, okay,
Oh,
I'm going to
yes.
start, I'm going to start supporting Gaia, the earth, by meeting her at her vibration. So the sun was holding off for quite a long time until the sun was ready to meet us at the fifth dimension, because the sun knows as soon as Grandpa's soul, the sun comes up to the fifth dimension, this is when everything changes for Earth, and it brings us almost immediately, like just in months, so in geological times, immediately into our third and fifth dimensional split. Um, so into next year, so the first 3 months of next year, what I love is this term from the Galactic Federation describing the spring of humanity. So this is a an acceleration of ET contact. So this
When is
is
this?
not so this ET contact is
Hmm.
an acceleration of what we're doing. So it's not with any leaders or specific countries or organizations. It's with average people like us that are being contacted, that continuing to build these relationships, and they scale.
Yes.
So they scale more and more. And I describe that experience as being one of continued of our hearts opening. And the Federation are constantly watching
Yes, they
for,
are.
and they're constantly watching for the open hearts. Is your heart open? Are you out of fear?
Yes.
Are you in your love? Do you have a little bit of discernment enough to like know when, something's for your highest good or not? A little bit of practice to say, I invite in all beings with my highest good at heart, for example. And then just this lovely relationship you can build where things gradually escalate a little bit on and off, right? So this is why it's not right now. It takes time, several months, where you're out looking at the stars, looking at the skies, night and day with an open heart, asking for interaction, and then receiving a
Yes.
little bit. Maybe there's some
Yes.
gaps to help train you to like, this is it happening, this isn't it happening. And every time, whether you get something back or not, always coming back with gratitude. And you always inspire me,
Yes.
Sarah, with your, I always think if you're beautiful, you always think beautiful. And
Oh,
I never quite
yes.
hit those same levels of gratitude you do, but it's so powerful.
I think a
And
lot of us say that
yeah,
we just don't know what else to say. It's because you want to be speechless when you see these
yeah,
amazing beings in the sky, and you just want to keep saying, "Oh my God, wow, that's beautiful, awesome,"
right.
But
And
anyway,
we,
sorry.
and, and, and through this, into the spring of next year, we'll also be tested, right? So the test is, on our hearts, at what point does it become uncomfortable and fearful for us? And I had that very recently for me, where I'm like, I've got my night vision camera and I'm out in the garden in my home and I'm looking at the sky. And this wasn't once that this happened. This was three, four times in a row. I would say, please, why don't you step into my space, step into my garden, and and so then the next thing I hear there's someone stood in my garden. It's small. It's really small. Like you're only meters away. And I'm
Hmm.
like, hello? Hello? It's like, hello, who's there? And all I can hear is like feet of someone, and they're like standing and leaning against a bush, and they've moved slightly. And I was like, I had my camera. I've got a tiny little bit of footage of once when it happened. Because the first time I freaked and just went inside. I was like, "God, I'm too scared."
Hmm.
And then the second time I was like, what are you? Are you like a cat or like a rabbit or something in my garden? But it's really hard for them to get in and out of my garden. Um, and then by the third and fourth time, it's like, no, 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 we're testing you, John. How do you feel? Do you feel okay with this? Do you feel okay with contact this close?
Hmm.
And it's like you could probably tell the answer to that in my heart. It's like I'm almost ready, but I needed to know that's what I was inviting in. So this is the sorts of tests that will be offered to us, as we build up these relationships. And so this, you said
Yes.
this so beautifully, Sarah. We are contact, we are disclosure ourselves. We don't have to wait for third parties.
No, and we cannot wait for
No,
third parties. We are the disclosure,
yeah,
It's us,
and
the ground crew doing all of this, having our
that's right.
cameras in the sky, praying and opening our
Yeah,
hearts,
yeah,
it's us.
and it's also I did channel a message just before our live stream from the Galactic Federation. And I
Yay.
just say that before I share it, they the frustration is significant from their side because
Yeah.
there's there's the breach of free will on Earth, right? And this is the tipping point. This is the spring of humanity. It's when enough of us say, "Hang on a minute, I'm a human. I'm as equal as every other human on this Earth. I decide I'm gonna connect with my ET family. And I want your help. I'm asking for help. So as soon as that happens, with enough of us doing it, this is it's like a free pass for the Galactic Federation to say, okay, we're hear you. We can now decide on an individual basis, who's ready for contact, and in what ways. So I'll share the message.
You.
Just a few sentences. So this was through my mantis guide. So she's a mantis being called Marita. And on behalf of the Galactic Federation, she says, "We see you, we feel you. We feel your open hearts and your hearts opening. In times of great change on Earth, it is time to let the darkness fall. We are here to hold your hands. Just ask for help. We connect with each of you now because the time of your leaders has passed. We invite you back into our ET family. We invite you back home. Together, we are building a new earth of love, peace, and equality."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that hit me. And I also um felt chills just on my left side. And I was almost
Mm,
like, who's there? But they're always around us. They're always around us. Every time you say
that's true.
Galactic Federation, I'm just like, ah. But that was so beautiful and so
Oh, thank you.
right. Opening our
Um,
hearts, and I think everybody in this chat has an experience about that, opening their
yeah,
hearts. We all have a story, and
yeah.
that's just so beautiful. I love that so much.
Well, it's a
That's
pleasure to share. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
I also asked Gaia for a message as well because I wanted to help bring it to literally to Earth a bit more. So I'll share her message. And her message is, she says, "Love is a universal language which your open hearts are fluent in. When you look to the skies, night and day, see the reflections of your heart. Speak to the sky's reflections with equality, respect, and excitement, and allow the experiences, the magic, just to be. Allow them just to be. Celebrate all that you discover and witness with gratitude, love, and grace. It is time for us to return to our natural place among the stars. This is a universe teeming with life."
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much, John.
Oh, pleasure.
That's amazing. If everybody would, you know, say a prayer for Mother Earth, every day, Gaia, um, I think our world would be a lot different.
Yeah.
I I think you remember when I said I always pray in the morning for Gaia
Mhm.
and put like a gold shield around her, and I asked the angels to really put their wings around, planet Earth, or Gaia. Um, but yeah, that was amazing, John. And you can really feel the heart in those channeled messages. It's very special, very special. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you to Gaia
yeah.
too.
What's that?
Thank you to Gaia too.
Yes, thank you, Gaia. Um, I would like to touch on some 2026 stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so I also asked, I sat down and I said, okay, can you tell me a little bit? Um, did you pick, now mine's a little bit more um not negative, but yes, a little bit. I do see a lot of fires again. So
Yeah.
do you see fires?
So yeah, I saw
I see
the other
a
things.
volcano erupting,
Yeah.
and you see that too?
Yeah. So
Or you feel
what I
that?
saw what I saw in the second quarter of the year, so into what is that, April, May, June. This is when the 5D split accelerates. So and it has. it also has an effect on the third dimension. And it's for
Yes.
some of us,
Yes.
it's a little bit like taking the happy parts and then the sad parts of the earth, like and pulling them
Yeah.
apart. And I saw into the summer onwards, um, what I received was calling it as the purging. So this is the continued release of anger and rage energy from the magma deep beneath the earth, causing these shifts on
Mm.
the surface
Okay.
and releasing. So Guy's been doing this a
Yes.
little bit and introducing us to it, but it's now like it'll be in full flow by summer next year.
Mm-hmm.
And also um, trials. So this is like as well as all that being released, it we're all in this together, right? So it's the humanity's also going through this. Like we're going through
Yes.
our own,
Yes.
our kind of emotional volcanoes in the collective are, what have we done? Like what have we created? As the truths are revealed,
Yes.
this is just the
Yes.
start. And so
Mm-hmm.
these are this feeling of, I'm feeling it right now in my heart, like this big
Mm-hmm.
bursting and releasing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these, like, it's like a trials and tribulations through the summer. And then in the last 3 months of 2026 is where the split has already happened and we begin to understand more about the path. So there's a journey you can go on. There's choices for us to start to make about, do you want to stay in this continued purging version of Earth, or do you want to continue to rise out of it? How about
That's
you?
beautiful. Yes, I wrote down decisions. So it's correlating with that. A
Mhm.
decision what path you're going to take. Are you going to be on that negative path, or are you going to be the split, basically? So, yeah, I wrote down decisions, and
Mhm.
that is the decision that they're discussing. Is this split that's going to really occur in 2026? We're feeling it now, but it's really going to happen mid. Now, I see the mid 2026. So, and also, Girl from the Stars brought up water. Yes. Did you
Yeah.
get? I got. Okay, so I don't want to scare anybody, but you go ahead.
Yeah, I would say with the what I've the patterns that I've learned so far and the behaviors of the Earth and the Sun is through the end of 2025 and into 2026, as the Sun is shifted up and now causes like this kind of almost like the bubble bursting so that Earth can split out of this mix, this meshed version of third and fifth together. One
Hmm.
steps up out of the other. As that happens, the the sun is also helping us, you and I, as humans, with the channeling of ascension waves. And the
Yes, I love
channeling of the
it.
ascension waves are like these pulses of energy. So they're not it's we talk in geological terms as like a flash, like a solar flash. And it really has seemed like for us on the earth, our feet on the ground, it's yes, years is a flash in geological terms, but for us it's like pulses, waves, and they're taking like 3, 4 weeks at a time to rise up. We see little glimpses of that in the Schumann resonance, but these waves they're multidimensional, go way beyond what we can measure. And the effect that this has on us, and to go into the question of like water and earthquakes, first of all, the tectonic plates like feel the pressure of this increased solar activity. So they're
Hmm.
kind of like wobbling around. I keep seeing like a paint tin and then the lid like rolling around like this, like the Pacific, but it's not just the specific ring of fire. It's also around the Atlantic and our other plates. And so these cause like significant waves, and they're not in places we expect through through this year. And it's not. I don't think it's not far away. It's just like
Hmm.
quite imminent, quite close to where I live, about 500 miles off into the Atlantic. We're not used to seeing activity there, but that was predicted. Um, so, and there's a range, right? So there's a range of tectonic plates, like Gaia is trying her best to kind of smooth out the
Hmm.
impact. So one of the things that's kind of new to us is this kind of like the tremors, these shaking, and also releasing of sound and heat. You know, not just volcanoes, but then the
Hmm.
inevitable things we are absolutely used to. So yes, especially into summer next year, like events that are significant with um, trying to avoid all the trigger words that we get. But yes, it does include things like tsunamis, volcanoes, unexpected landmass
Yeah.
effects.
So, um, I did see this is crazy, but and this is something I dreamt in 2021 that's coming. It's coming.
Mhm,
And I'm finally starting to talk about this because this is something that is almost inevitable, that there will be a flood in California. Um, I saw it by the Bay Bridge. So
mhm,
this is after a discovery in Egypt. And this is crazy. I know. And I'm not going to say anything else because, I don't want to make people scared. But here's the thing. Guess what? Everything's going to be okay. It is. It's going to
yeah,
be okay. There is hope. And that's what they told me, that it's going to actually bring families together. So there is hope, and that the people who do lose their lives in this, because there will be that, unfortunately, um, the people that do lose their lives in this, you know, um, they chose to, sacrifice themselves. So it doesn't make it any easier. So,
yeah,
but yes, I did see. Yeah, a lot of water, a lot of water. So I don't know if it's going to be next year. I'm talking about it now because they're showing me it's going to be happening. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just
It did
look
come
out
up.
for
I can't
water
remember the
came up.
exact time frames, but yeah, it came up during some of my earlier predictions in August, September time.
Hmm.
Um, and you're right, it's one of the hardest things for us to talk about as humans is the soul choices that many of us have taken.
Yeah.
'Cause sometimes even our human doesn't know what the soul chose, and for good reason. It's lovely to live a full life. I have a friend who is terminally ill, and he always says to me, John, tomorrow's not a promise.
Oh,
And
it's
and I think
true.
it's a beautiful way of living, living now, living in the moment. Um, I also consistently hear that, there's a lot of help and support that are beyond what perhaps we're used to as well. So, and I love that you're saying about bringing people, families together.
Hmm.
And I was shown things like Gaia will help with the early warnings. People will know, like we know, they will just know, right?
Oh, that gives me the chills.
It's not like a news alert, or I mean, they might get a message on their phone, but it's more like they'll have the dream, they'll know the feeling, and it's so strong. It is like, and it's not a fight or flight. It's just like, I now know I must do this. Like John knew he had to leave his
Yes.
corporate job, but like, this has to happen now, and it's important I do it within the next 3 days. I was also showing people like just people like you and I stepping in and becoming the angels for others in those moments, and
Oh my
some elements
gosh.
of like almost like a walk-in experience where the higher self steps in and says, I know how to help you. I'm here with the water you need. I'm here with the transportation you need. I'm here to help move that tree out your way and let you pass. In those moments, expecting the unexpected. And also, some of us are worried about, a lot of questions I get asked about the threat of wars and global wars. Like, you can forget about that, right? That's just
Oh,
not
yeah,
happening, and
right.
not on our watch, right?
No,
And
no, I don't. That's not even a
and
concern of mine. I know it is of other people, and the things
yeah,
that are happening, all we could do is pray about it right now. But
yeah,
our galactic family is not going to allow that to happen at all.
absolutely right.
So it's not
Yeah,
even a thought of mine.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
I,
just a
I feel that's,
fear tactic.
yeah, and I feel it's a really important message. I feel like if you can take one of your biggest fears, like, in your life right now, and look at that in the face and say, what really are you? What are the real chances of you actually happening to me? And do I have any kind of control over it? Because if I don't, I really need to just focus on myself, my heart, my loved ones, my life right now,
Hmm.
and not worry because we just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And
It's
and
very true.
it's so beautiful to just live for the moment.
Yep, we have to live in the present because you just don't know, these times that we're living in right now are definitely something else that, it's a cycle that the planet goes through.
Yeah,
But we are so overpopulated right now, that well, we haven't even this is something honestly we probably have never experienced in the history of Gaia as a humanity, honestly. I know, like, well, Atlantis, there's that big destruction and all that. Um, but it is one of the biggest times in humanity, what we're experiencing right now and what
yeah,
we're going to
absolutely.
be experiencing in the next, oh gosh, this is going to be happening for many, many
Yeah,
years until we can get to that um a better earth, the new
yeah,
earth,
exactly.
as people say.
And I would say, one really interesting experience I've had with Atlantis, for example, and Lemuria, are that they didn't they weren't destroyed fully. They only were destroyed in the lower dimensions. So they disappeared. So
Okay.
in the third
Yes.
dimension, you would see it as an actual destruction. And it's a really important point because for those in the third dimension, their experience will be that everything else has been destroyed. They can't perceive the fifth. Like they don't like, well, that'll be kind of gone to you. And so it is absolutely a rough roller coaster. What I did get a lot of surprise and reassurance from with my 8 year predictions
Hmm.
is that the third dimension, yes, it's a really tough ride and for several years. Like
Yes. Yes.
it's really tough and
I see that too.
um
Yeah.
it's a tough journey. However, there is it's like the long road to the fifth dimension, right? It's like and it but
Hmm.
it's not a continued descension. It is its own ascension. It's just
Yes.
way slower, and
Hmm.
it's the hard path. And those souls that choose it are choosing, you know, that they're choosing the growth they need, right? Because if you're not
Yeah.
ready to choose a
No,
higher
it's
vibration
true.
yet, you don't need to. And there's not a right or wrong. Neither is better than the other. You don't want to kind of be in the fifth dimension and just get kind of sick and tired of it and fall out of it and go, oh, this isn't sustainable for me. It's not what I need. Um, and the third dimension will be the right place for many people, including many of those hard experiences. Yeah, I saw into like 2027, 2028, 2029, like this kind of
And
realization of the third
hmm
dimension saying, you know what? We made a lot of mistakes. We're not going to allow those things to happen again.
yes,
Here's our
yes,
new
that is
systems. Here's our new organizations. Let's try
absolutely.
again.
Absolutely. And that is going to happen. That will happen. So there's so much hope that they're showing me, so much positivity that's coming out of these things that are occurring. So I always liken it to birthing pains or to labor pains.
Yeah,
That that Gaia is going through labor pains right now that actually last a few years.
yeah,
I would say I want to say 30 years
yeah,
around then. It's going to get better, but we are going to struggle a bit. And it's important to not have that fear and not to think about the future events either. So
yeah, yeah, I
you
agree.
know,
And
we
our
just
past as well.
pray. Hmm.
Our past, a lot of my clients, say to me, they're mourning, they're grieving for their country, they're grieving for what they had. And always like draw their attention to, you're learning now that it was never sustainable, that really we should have been grieving for our own civilizations for hundreds of years before now, because they were already on a path of self-collapse. And only now that we have, and certain individuals including world leaders, who are accelerating that purge and destruction, whether you like them or not, like they're part of the purge. And those experiences are teaching us that it was never going to work. It, we were never going to be able to create somehow a perfect mind-based human system that would help with healthcare or help with supporting those that need financial support, or
Yes.
or countries and militaries and boundaries and all those things, they're not working for us. And we've allowed our own greed and our own darkness to, our own fear to fuel so much of it, and the division
Mm,
between us.
mm.
And it just
Yes,
has to go. And it's gonna,
it
like you say,
does.
it is an ugly mess as we shed that
Yes.
and purge that.
But yeah, there's so much hope though on the horizon. There
Absolutely.
is. But yeah, what you said was spot on. Spot on. That's great, John. Um, so I guess we could get off that subject a little bit,
Yeah.
and maybe talk about, because we're going to be wrapping up here soon. Because if it's past
Great.
an hour, I think it cuts you off here on
That's right. We got.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Um, and we started this late, so we have a few minutes. So, okay. So, what kind of services do you provide?
Thank you. Um, well, first of all, you can see me every Monday and Thursday on YouTube. Um, and I'm there at 4:30 UK time, 11:30 Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. I work with one of my clients, and we do quantum psychic readings, clearings, healings, predictions, all these requests. I also do one-to-one versions of that. So the most popular service I offer is my quantum psychic energy healing, and it's a mix of connecting with your past life healings, your life purpose, connecting with the spirit guide, do healings of your chakras, help with superpower activations. It's just like a whole thing in 1 hour, and very life changing for people. So that's always booked for months. So if you want to book me for one-to-one, please do now. I think next availability is 27th of January. I also run every second week. I run a business mentoring for free on YouTube, or what I call the 5D Ascension classes. And these are like my free way of offering to people at scale. Just come along and learn, your own ascension path, the things you want to learn to support you in your life. And also, if you want to start your own business, that just started this week. Um, that's my heart aligned business alchemy sessions. And I also run
Mhm.
training courses as well. So I call them my higher self
Wow.
training courses. And
And
they
then you
run, they're 8 week
travel.
programs. And then I travel as well, and I go to them a lot
Yes.
as well. That's a lot of
Yes.
fun.
And then you have a
Um,
YouTube. Yep.
that's right.
And
And
then
songs every day. And
in
yeah, there's a
songs
long
every
list
day,
of stuff.
which I was gonna say, John, you are the most authentic person I know. And I
Oh,
think it's such a
thank you.
joy to really put just not give a shit. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say,
that's true.
you just don't. And I love it. And I love it so much. So much authenticity that comes out of you. Just not, you don't care. You just do what you love. And that's very important. That's very important right now. And it shows it's an inspiration to myself and other
Thank
people.
you.
I know it is. You're
I used
welcome.
to be so scared. I used to be so scared of like roaring
You
like a
can't
dragon,
tell.
like rah, like, and now I'm
No,
just
you
like, oh,
can't
who
tell.
cares?
Yeah, you
And
cannot tell at all.
I love posting all that on LinkedIn as well. It's so funny to see my old colleagues like commenting on me drawing like a dragon or running around like a little mini me saying, hello, good morning. Yeah, it's all great fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We do have a question from Girl from the Stars. She really wants to know if you have ever seen fairies or maybe communicated with them.
Yes, definitely see them a lot. There's, it's funny. I don't think they're exclusive to Scotland, for example. They're kind of everywhere. One thing to keep a lookout for is a nice, happy, open heart, a playful heart. Perhaps you'll also talk about them. I have a lot of woods around me, so I visit them a lot and I do a lot of psychic tree talk. That's a whole series of and asking trees about predictions and ETs stuff is great fun. Do connect with them. I see them a lot and they turn up on videos quite a lot and they're kind of like right in my face. And they're tiny. And I would just every time these things happen, it's a bit like when someone's trying to figure out are they looking at a satellite or a plane or an
Mm-hmm.
orb or whatever it is, just feel into your heart, like, because you feel it, right?
Yes.
You know for sure. It's like,
Yes.
whoa, that joy is like right up here. Oh, you're not an insect. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll catch a glimpse. The more your heart is open,
Oh, I love
either with your eyes or
it.
a little bit with your third eyes of like, you know, unexplained the form of them, right? The little legs, little arms. They're fantastic. Also, just the Fae in general.
Yes.
There's quite a lot of beings where I live that there and there's some little forests that are little nature reserves that very few people go to, and they take a while to build a relationship with. Go several times, ask to see them, go with an open heart, with some strong boundaries, and always ask the forest for permission before you go in, and they will
Good.
come closer and closer each time.
You ever give them like a what do you call it? Not a sacrifice. But what is that? What is that? You give them something. I can't think
I
about
don't,
it
yeah,
right now.
I
What
can't
is
think of the
it?
time either, but
Not a
for
donation. Help me out, chat. What
it'll,
is it
it'll,
when you
it,
give something?
yeah, when you give, it's like a gift, but I can't
It's
remember the name of
a
it. But
offering, angel
an
watcher,
offering, yeah, that's it.
offering.
Thank you. No,
OMG.
not. I don't give anything physical, but I'll often offer them healing. I'll say, "Would you like me to help clear the area for you?" I always ask permission, like, "Would you like me to help with the ley lines of the area?" And that often helps a lot of like, yes, actually, we'd like a bit more space from some of these other beings here. Yeah, but
Yes, an
I
offering,
don't really
guys. Thank you.
I don't do physical offerings really.
Oh, well, great. Well, great. Okay, so any because right when you are done, I'm going to show the giveaways because there's a giveaway in your episode. So, I mean, not
Okay.
live. I'm not going to give it away live. You have to do some
Hmm.
things. But any last messages for humanity that you can give us?
Wow. Thank you. And first of all, yeah, thank you for having me on today. It's just so beautiful connecting with you, Sarah,
It's a
and
full
everyone
circle,
in the
right?
chat as well. That's right, full circle. All along, it was me practicing for this.
No,
Um,
I you have
so,
me practicing. So thank you
oh,
for
you had
that.
me practicing. Um, so my message for humanity, for all of you watching, is I'd like you to consider this invite to come back to your heart, to come back to your
Mm,
home, your own planet Earth, your own body, and remember that you are even more magical and even more gifted than you can possibly imagine, and that the hands of this new world are firmly in your hands and in your heart. In every possible moment you can, please find those fears and open the doors of those fears and rah, rip them apart and break through that door of your fear and hold that joy and that love and your loved ones in your heart and
mm.
say, you know what? I can do better than this world of fear. I have a huge expanse of love, and I love every being equally on this earth. It's time for our forgiveness, our release, and coming back home to our hearts.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Thank you, John, so much for that
Thank you.
amazing message to humanity. We all can learn something from you. This is so beautiful. You can just
Oh,
tell you're
thank you.
so heart-centered and you truly want the best for everybody. And that's very important. Let's all be like John. So I'm going to show really quick the things that are in the giveaway. So Here's the rules, guys. You have to like the replay that I'm going to be posting right after this. So, like the replay. What else? Like the replay, share and repost this replay, and then comment Jon Binnie in the comments. So, three things you have to do, and this will last. I'm not going to choose anybody until, and it's going to be like I'll show it on my stories where I'm going to put names in a bowl and then I'm going to choose one. I'll show that on the my stories, and it will be posted on Friday. So I'm giving more time. I originally said Thursday tomorrow. It's different for you, of course, John, but yeah, I'm going to be randomly choosing a winner, and I will post that winner on my stories Friday, 1:30 p.m. Central Time. But here are the gifts. Okay, number one. We
Ooh,
have this amazing ET blanket. It
hey.
is actually a big blanket. Well, not a huge one, but it's nice size, you know. Winter's coming. It's a little thinner, but that's okay. It's 50 by 40, so we have that. And then, of course, I needed to put in some socks. So we have
Yay.
these amazing cosmic ET socks, and then Bigfoot,
Oh,
Bigfoot, and then so I already gave away the green one, but here's the pink coffee
oh, it's so
cup.
cute.
It is so cute.
I love it.
Um, so you guys can win that. All you have to do are those three things. Like, repost the replay. So like the replay, repost the replay, and then comment Jon Binnie in the comments on the replay. And Girl from the Stars, Bella can enter. Bella can enter the contest if she wants this stuff. So Girl from the Stars, you better enter, do all those things. Um, okay, John. Thank you. This has been so amazing. I knew it was going to be amazing. Um, I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you so much. And we
And thank you.
succeeded. We did it. We got it working.
Yes, yes. All the prayers, all the prayers. But thank you also, and I wanted to tell you thank you also for helping me practice by
Oh,
having
thank
me
you.
on your podcast, three times, and then you're on my show, and I just think that's beautiful. Thank you for giving me that gift.
Oh, pleasure. Likewise. It's such fun connecting with you. And
Yes,
just
yes,
congratulations
yes.
on your journey. It's just so exciting to see
Thank
your
you
continued
so
expansion. It's
much. Thank you so,
so
so
exciting.
much. Love you all. Thank you all. You mean all means so much to me. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Thank you,
Don't
everyone.
forget the three things that you need to do on this replay to win. Okay. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Sending love. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.